This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, Martin.
Hi, Isabel, how's it?
Hi, doing good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yes, how was your day so far?
Oh, well, it's just getting started for me, just 8 o'clock here, but had a good weekend though. How about you?
Yeah, a great weekend. Although I played a lot with the system and trying to understand what's cooking. So, but otherwise, great. Thanks.
Awesome, awesome. So actually, I have a few updates on what we talked about last week, and then we can jump into any questions that we have. And I thought maybe today we could review a little bit of what we talked about on Friday, and then jump into our new topic for today, which is hopefully we'll cover some rewards today. So that's the
Yeah.
plan. Let me pull up the agenda here on my screen. All right, so Ali and I asked about a couple of these different questions, and some of them are still pending, but we did hear back about text messaging. And if you would send us a list of phone carriers that you use that you'd like added, we can get those added to the registration page.
Okay.
So that's not a big deal. You can just email us those carriers.
Okay.
And then the landing page we've had created so that
Mm-hmm.
the UL is up, but we don't actually have anything in place. And actually, do you think you could send us the Sanga logo in an image
Sure. Sure.
file? Yeah.
Send,
Okay, that would be
send.
good. So,
Mm-hmm. Sanga image. Okay. Image. Okay. Right. Yeah.
so that one should be up. Hopefully, we'll have that done by the Wednesday training.
Okay.
And then we're also getting the training recording page created today, and we should have today's recording and then Friday's and our first recording on there at that point. So we'll let you know when the training page is ready, and then Roshan can go on and watch the last two trainings. And
Good.
then the questions that we still have pending are on the registration piece, if we can remove social security number item and adding possibly another biometric value to the data list that we have. So a couple of them are still pending, but the pages that we're creating they should be ready by Wednesday. So that's just a
Okay.
quick report there.
Yeah. That's great. Isabel, are we waiting for somebody else, or are we just you and me?
Nope, just us today. I think
Okay.
Ali might be listening in, but yep, just us for
Okay.
today.
All right. I just wanted to ask about the text messaging. My son said to me, if it's really necessary, why don't we just use push notification completely through to the cell phone to WhatsApp?
Oh yeah, yeah, we do have push notifications when the app is downloaded, so that's
Oh,
definitely
so
an
it,
option.
it only works on the app.
Right, so the push notifications are triggered when you download the app on your phone and allow notifications to come through. But the nice
Okay.
thing is that we can create custom push notifications. So it's very similar to text, but you do need to have the app downloaded to receive those.
And then how do you create those custom notifications?
You do that actually through the emailer. So we'll talk about that when we do the emailer
Okay.
training.
Okay.
Um,
Email training. Okay, that's good. I was just wondering about that because you were saying that so few people these days working with the SMS and receiving SMSs. They don't like it on their phone. They rather just get a push notification coming through. Is much better for them.
definitely. And actually, a lot of our users do that. They just have the app and they get the push notifications and the emails, but they don't actually sign up for text messages.
Okay,
Um,
it's interesting because just explain to me how does it work, because I logged in as on the app as one of my demo users that I created,
mhm.
um, and I managed. There was no push notification coming through.
Right. So with the app, there are only certain notifications that are sort of preset to come through. A lot of
Oh,
them
okay,
are triggered. I think there's a certain set for campaigns and there's a certain set for the different tools that you have turned on. Sort of like
okay,
if you remember on the dashboard, we have that list of weekly tasks. We have sort of a
yes,
preset. We have sort of a preset list of tasks for each tool. The same thing is true for push notifications. Depending on what tools you have turned on, there's a different list of push notifications that are triggered.
Okay.
So in your test company, you might not have things turned on with push notifications associated with them. But the nice thing is that you can create, your own custom push notifications to send out.
Notification.
And the only thing to maybe think about here is that we do sort of have a character limit that we try to stick to. And the rule of thumb for push notifications is, I think, 90 characters.
90
So
characters,
usually our
okay.
text messages are like 120 characters, I believe, but the push ones are a little bit shorter. So, yeah, that's just a note there. But they do come in handy, and they're really easy to create. So we'll talk about that in the email or piece.
With it. Okay, sure. Please, yeah, that's fine. Let's carry on then for today.
Okay. And actually, before we jump into rewards, do you have any questions over the topics we covered Thursday or Friday?
Yeah, that was it was just the one thing was about a new user that I found out that if I have to manually just put one in quickly instead of using a CSV file, and I go to like you explained, then what we need there is the email, as the name, surname, and the username. Now that normally gets allocated by the program itself, right?
Right. So usually we'll just be provided with a list of first and last names and the associated information to upload as a CSV.
Okay.
Did that answer your question? Okay.
Yeah. That's fine. I just wanted to know. So most of the time we use the CSV to upload.
Yes.
Okay.
Just for our testing purposes and to sort of get you a little bit more ready for your presentation this next week, we only have gone over how to manually add users, but most of the time we do a CSV upload, and that's something that we'll come back to in a future training session for sure.
All right.
And actually, we might get there. Let's see. Maybe if we get through rewards, we can cover that today. But Ali and I just sort of wanted to give you an overview of each of the tools before you went on. So there's some things that we haven't covered in each one. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Let me just have a look at my create landing page. Okay. All right. No, that's fine. If we've got time afterwards, and then I can ask you one or two questions. But that's not related to our training last week.
Okay. Sounds good. So I do have a couple of items related to campaigns, which we talked about on Friday. And the first one was I wanted to show you some of the resources that we have on the reseller guides page. So this is the one with the URL is wellsteps.com/reseller-guides, and I think it's linked to in the agenda. So we have the ops manual at the top, and then down here we have a campaign section. Let me zoom in a little bit. So in this campaign section, we have a link directly to the campaign section in the ops manual. And then we have a list of our unique campaign aspects. And this, we actually also have another, let me go to, we have a page that we like to show to potential clients or to groups that we're implementing with that will show them the full list of campaigns that we have available. Let me just zoom down the page and then we can go up slowly. And it sections out our campaigns by wellness topics. So we have some emotional health campaigns. We have the healthy lifestyle campaigns, which include healthy eating and exercise in a few different areas. Then we have just the healthy eating campaigns. And we have the fitness campaigns. And the ones with asterisks are teen campaigns or can be teen campaigns. So this is a nice list to have handy if you want to show groups the full list of campaigns that we have available. And then you can click on the title and be shown a little bit more about each campaign.
Okay.
So I'm going to copy and paste this onto the agenda and send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
We have that. And then back to the reseller guides page. We have this unique campaign aspect. So this list will just go through all of the campaigns we have available, how many weeks they are, if we have any materials associated with them, what the reporting style is on the page. So let's go actually to, maybe let's go down to Move It Coast to Coast. So Move It Coast to Coast is a fitness campaign, 7 weeks long. Sometimes we have a trophy that we send out for the winning team. If there are any tasks that we as guides need to make sure that we do before the campaign starts, it will list them here. So enable teams for this campaign. That's something we do in company admin. What's the reporting style, daily minutes? What are the program center features that are available? We have teams, the team room, the emailers associated with this campaign. On the team room, we have a map showing progress against across the United States. So this is actually a United States specific campaign, but yeah, anyway, so you can refer to this page to see more specifics about each campaign, just sort of an overview and how long each one is.
Okay.
Then we have our paper task sheets here. We sent you a sample of this. I think we sent over the Goodnight sheet. But you have access to all of these through the task sheets link.
Okay.
All of the campaigns.
And those little OCR codes, is it just to scan it in?
Well,
okay.
Actually, I think the QR codes are to take you to the video.
Okay, all right.
Each week, some of the weeks we have just a video that's associated with the topic, so I think that's what the QR codes are for. And then they would actually return it to you or to their on-site wellness team, and then we would record it manually. So you have all of those task sheets down here. We have Spanish versions. We have some posters available for each one. Let's see. What else we might want to look at. For each of our campaigns, we created some on-site coordinator kits, or we call them campaign coordinator kits. And these are extra resources for your on-site teams in case they want to do anything on-site to supplement the campaign that's running. Okay. So let's look at Healthy Weight for Life. So it will give some ideas for different on-site activities that these on-site teams for each group could do on-site. It's just an extra resource that we have available that is nice to provide to our on-site teams. And then there's a bunch of other stuff on the reseller guides page, but I think these top ones will probably be your most used links, and maybe the posters as well if you want to use those posters.
Okay.
And then the rest. Oh, go ahead.
Isabel, sorry. I've noticed that most of them are in PDFs, which is made already. Is there any possibility to get the original, like a MS Word document, whatever it's written in? Because a lot of them have got the address of WellSteps that I would like to change, for instance, if they have to send in or phone in or whatever, instead of creating the whole thing from scratch.
Yeah, definitely. So we have what are called InDesign files, and InDesign is a program. I've never used it, but I know that we have the posters available in InDesign. So I'm not sure. I think
the only thing is we can't open it because you need some special program.
Right. I'm going to check with our designer. I know, so we have the InDesign files that are available to resellers, but that would mean that you would need to have InDesign actual program.
Okay. All right.
So let me get a little bit more information on InDesign and maybe if there are other files available.
Yeah, and then I just want to ask one specific, just to clarify something. When you talk about the coordinator, the role of the coordinator, that would be basically the reseller's role, right?
So when we say coordinator, what we mean is our on-site wellness contact. So we refer to ourselves and our role as guides.
Okay, so I would think of myself as a guide, let's say that?
Yes, yeah, so you would be a guide, and your coordinator, which a lot of different reseller groups will call their coordinators by different names. So your coordinator could be, it's basically just your on-site wellness contact for each of your accounts. So whoever your main contact would be with the hotel group, we would consider them the coordinator. Or if you have sort of a head of a wellness committee, and they could be considered the coordinator. So it's basically your feet on the ground
Okay.
at each of your clients' locations, basically.
Okay, coordinated person on the ground. All right. So this person's responsible for putting up the posters, rolling things out, getting things to me that I need, kind of thing. The administrative side of it.
Yes, definitely. So the coordinators, I'm going to put it here. The coordinators provide you with the company directory and any communication information that you'll need for the company, and they'll work with you to create the communication schedule. A lot of the planning that we do, well, all of the planning that we do takes place with the coordinator, and they help us. They provide the logo to us and the company messages and any information about on-site events that they want us to put on the calendar. So anything that's company specific, we get from our coordinators.
Okay. Are we gonna look at this some other time?
The campaign coordinator kit, or
How to train or go into a company when you want to set up or the coordinator or see what needs to be done or whatever.
oh yes. So we'll go over the implementation process.
Okay.
We have that on our list of training topics. So we go over implementation, we go over admin rights for on-site coordinators.
Okay,
We
fantastic.
go over on-site coordinators, yeah. So that's definitely a topic that will come up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so moving on from the campaign section, we have a couple of other links here, but you can take a look at those. I think, again, the top 3 will probably be your most used.
Sure.
And then we have a rewards section and then mini campaigns and Quizios down here. So if you remember, the mini campaigns are the 2-week activity trackers, and our Quizios are just the educational short videos and quizzes. So we have a list of the mini campaigns available here. And this is something that's nice to show clients. It lists out our mini campaigns by category. So we have a bunch available here.
Nice.
It will let you know of their title and what activity you'll be tracking. So this is available on the reseller guides page. And then we also have the paper task sheets associated with each one. So just like the campaigns, we have a paper version for each mini campaign. And these are nice because they're actually, the PDFs have a fillable forms. So
nice.
These are nice, yeah.
Hmm.
So all of those are available here, just in right underneath that mini campaign section. And we have some marketing posters available, and the InDesign files available, and I'll get more information on that. And then we have our list of Quizios. Right now, I think we have looks like we have 32. So yeah, these lists are nice just when you're planning with clients to let them know everything that we have available, and for us to keep track of what they choose and make sure that we're giving all the resources they need. So yeah, so those are the resources we have for campaigns and mini campaigns. I'll send over this agenda with the campaign descriptions page link. So any questions on those resources or on the reseller guides page?
No, that's fine. I have been going through it, so it's good. We can then just, it's a very nice, useful resource to have.
Good, that's awesome. Glad you got to look at it a little bit. Okay, so before we jump into rewards, did you have any questions on scheduling campaigns or mini campaigns from Friday?
I had one question, but I think I sorted it out. Is when I go into manage the companies and you choose your company, and it gives you those lists from general to then the challenges and the campaigns to put on. When I click on the campaign, it was just blank, and I was wondering why it is, but now I see it's meant to be. And you get to the campaigns later when you decide which one to choose, right?
Right. So for example, if we go to Sanga Wellness Demo Company, it's just blank because we haven't scheduled anything in there yet.
Okay. All right.
So maybe for the demo, I know you mentioned sleep, health, and stress were some factors that this hotel group is worried about. So maybe we'll schedule good night for this group. for just this demo company. And
Yeah,
I'll
and
start.
oh yeah, sorry, there was one question, Isabel, and that was, I remember Ali was talking about going backwards. I just didn't get that
Oh yeah,
with your date selection.
oh, no problem. Okay, so let me remove these dates here. So when you select your campaign, we have these options here, and then down at the bottom we have the start and end date. So you can
Mm,
select what date you want your campaign or mini campaign to start, and all of them are programmed to begin on a Monday. So whatever start date you choose, you want it to be a Monday. So we could have it
okay.
today, or we could schedule it in the future. Let's say I want this to begin on May 6th. And then as you can see, as soon as I selected that date, it popped up an end date according to how many weeks the campaign is.
Okay.
The nice thing about this is that we can actually sort of modify these dates a bit. So if you want the campaign to run a little bit longer, it won't add more weeks to the campaign, but it will leave it open for that much longer of a time.
Uh-huh.
So even though Goodnight's only 5 weeks, if we have it open for 2 months or 3 months, it will still only be that 5 week program, but it will just leave the campaign open for anybody who wants
Mm,
it to complete it during that time, if that makes sense.
okay. Yeah. Mm,
So we can extend the date, but something we can do that's nice for testing purposes or for demoing is that we can also schedule something to begin in the past. And that means that more will be available because when you start a campaign, you can only view the current week of the campaign. So in the demo company, if I wanted something to start this week, but I was demoing next week, like you will be, I would
mm.
only be able to view week 1 of the campaign. Um, Instead of maybe wanting to view all of the weeks like you'd
So
normally.
that's why we go back.
Yeah, so that's why we would go back. So for example, for this campaign, maybe I want to start, and every date you select, it will automatically adjust the end date
Yeah.
according to how
Mm,
many weeks it is.
yeah.
So for this one, maybe I'll put it on the 25th, and that would give us until April 28th, and it would allow you to view week, let's see. So if we have it open from the 11th on, that means that on the 14th you would be able to view every week. Maybe for this one I'll do it on the 18th and then extend it a little bit. So for this demo company, oh, I guess I need
The
to
main guide. Yeah.
okay, let's go in and fix that actually. I was thinking for rewards we could just build something out in the demo company as we're showing. So let's see, I'm going to add, okay, now you're the lead guide here. Perfect. Okay, so does that make sense why we would want to schedule something in the past and how to do that?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, that's for testing purposes too, because if you create a custom campaign, when you're going in and testing, you want to usually be able to view each week rather than having to go in each new week. You just want to see everything at once. So for those purposes, in our test company, we'll schedule something starting in the past, and then we can go in as a test user and just look at every single week, make sure everything looks good, and then we're done with the testing phase for that campaign. So it makes
Good.
testing really nice and easy.
Mm,
Awesome. Okay. So let's go on to rewards now. And what I was thinking was we could create a test user in the demo company and then create some reward activities in the demo company that pertain to the hotel group that you'll be demoing for. So let me go up to Sanga Wellness Demo Company. So this is just to review how to add a user manually. We'll add in a user. Let's call it Sanga Demo User. And we'll do Sanga Demo 1 as the user name. And I'm just going to do a dummy email in here. So that's the
sure.
einwellsteps.com.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a lot of times when I do a test user, I'll just do a really generic
Sure.
date of birth. Okay, let's see. We don't want to show VPN login. I can't remember if we mentioned this, but if there's anybody else that you want added as a reseller guide with all of the admin rights that you have, just let us know about that because that's actually something that we need to go in and check off. All of the other admin rights you'll have access to, but anybody that you want to be a reseller guide like you are will need to actually go in and mark them as an admin
Okay.
like that. So just a note there. Okay, let's register this demo user now. So it's Sanga Demo 1. in the Sanga Wellness Demo Company. And then it's January 1. Okay, and then we'll just do Sanga Demo. And if you want to go in and change this email later, you can. I'll just do this for now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll do the same password here. So Sanga Demo 1 for the password so that you can access it. Okay.
Okay.
Good. All right. So now we're in here in the demo company. So now let's go to rewards. So there's a few different places where we'll want to, around the admin menu that we'll use to set up rewards. The first place we go to, just like all the other tools, it will be company admin. We come up here to manage companies and go to our company that we're looking at. And then to actually turn on the rewards icon, we want to have the box checked, which it already is, as we can see in here. Some of my tools are already turned on.
Okay.
So the rewards icon is turned on. And now we extend the rewards tab out to see what other options we have here. So the most important things are these two boxes right up here at the top, which are the rewards start date and end date. And this is important for the reports that we have on rewards, and this will help the system know when to trigger activities to pull. And when we schedule individual activities, we can put different dates on them, but these rewards start and end dates will trigger when the whole activity list will show on the rewards page. And the nice thing about this is that you can start it in the past or in the future. So maybe for this one, we want to have it beginning on April 1st. And then we want this demo to last for a while. So we'll put the end date as December 31st. And then the redeemable date. So there's a few different things here that pertain to different tabs on the rewards page. If you remember in rewards, we have a prizes page right here. And we have a place to put a prize redeemable date. And so that redeemable date is this box right here.
Okay.
And usually it's associated with the rewards end date, which is usually just our program year end date. That's how a lot of our groups will do it. So maybe the program is ending on the 31st of December, and the prizes for the rewards program are redeemable midway through December. So we do the 14th for the redeemable date. This is really flexible. Of course, it just depends on the program structure that your clients use. And then we have a section to put in an honesty policy, and this one you can see on the activities page. So right down here, it says see your company's honesty policy here, and then it pops up a text box. We have sort of a standard honesty policy in case our companies don't have anything particular they like to see there. We just have sort of a standard one, so I can send you over that wording if you just want an idea of what we normally put.
Sure.
So you can just type in that custom policy there if you want, or you can just put in a standard message if you want to build off ours, or if you have one of your own, you can put there. And then if spouses are included in the program and you want rewards to be available to them, some companies don't allow the incentive structure to be available to spouses. So in that case, this box will keep the spouses or partners from having access to the rewards page.
Right.
And actually it will hide the icon completely from them. So a few months ago, I got an email from a spouse saying that she couldn't see the rewards icon. And for a while, I thought it might be an IT bug, but it was actually because this box hadn't been checked for the spouses or users. So
okay.
If it's unchecked, it will hide even the rewards icon from spouses who are invited. Okay. So if we want spouses to be included, we check the box.
And what is the percentage of companies who tick the box?
I would say the majority. I don't know if any of my groups who include spouses don't.
Oh, they don't do spouses. Okay.
Access. Yeah, I think I think all of them allow the spouses access to the rewards activities, but some of them might have different incentives available to spouses.
Okay.
So employees might have a certain set of incentives and spouses might get something smaller or just something different.
Okay.
But I think almost all of them just allow them, at the very least, they have access to the activities that are available, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's up to the discretion of the company, of course. And then I think, yeah, let's go down to this section. Okay, so after the allowing rewards for spouses or partners, we have this section here that's copy activities from. So this comes in handy if you create a rewards program in your test company and then you want it to be, maybe you're demoing for a group and then they actually like the structure that you have and they want it to be moved over to their particular company that will set up for them. We can actually select a company from this drop down where we've set up rewards activities and we can copy the rewards activities over to this company that we're working in. So for example, maybe with Sanga, maybe with this demo company, the company that you're demoing for, maybe they really will like the activities that we have set up and they want that exact thing set up in their actual program. So when you create their real company, you can come in here and say, I want to select the Sanga Wellness demo company on this list, and then we can copy all the activities over from it. And there's a couple of things we'll have to tweak, but all of the activities will be in there, the wording will be in there, and it just makes it easy for us as we're setting things up.
Okay.
So we have that function available, and then a couple of other options below that pertain to the prizes page. And actually, we're going to stop at that point and go on to other activities or to other reward stuff. So the next one is enable prize selections buttons. And this is in case you have multiple incentives available for each prize level. A lot of our companies will have, bronze, silver, gold, and then they'll just have one prize for each level. But some companies will have multiple under each level, and they'll allow the participant to choose which one they want when they reach each level. So if that's a structure that you end up having, you can check this box and it will pop up a little radio button next to each prize option. And the user can go in and select what prize they want. And then the next one, which is similar, is allow prize selection for all attained levels. So say we have bronze, silver, gold, and the user reaches gold. If we check this box, it would allow the user to select the prize from bronze, silver, or gold. But if we leave it unchecked, when the user reaches gold, they'll only be able to select the prize from the gold level.
Okay.
So this keeps all the prize selections open for any prize level that's reached, and leaving it unchecked will only allow prize options for the level where the participant is, or the level that they've reached.
Okay.
All right, so any questions on just these top sections that we've gone over?
No, that's fine. Thank you. Got it.
Okay. I'll just make a note of where we stopped here. So, prize selection. Tables. Okay. So now let's go on to a little bit more customization of the rewards page. And then we'll come back to this rewards tab. So whenever you're setting up a rewards program, these top sections are the first ones that you'll want to come in and fill out.
Okay.
And then we go on over to the admin menu. And there's a rewards specific section down here. The top three these are where you'll actually build out the rewards program. And then the bottom sections, these all pertain to verifying activities.
Okay.
So for setting up a program, the first tab we'll want to come to is manage prizes. And this is where we'll set up the prizes icon in the rewards page. So just like all the other admin pages, you want to select your company first. So Sanga Wellness Demo Company. And then we'll just put in maybe bronze, silver, and gold here. But as you can see, you can actually select up to, we call these platinum and diamond. And the nice thing about these is that you can do different levels, or you could just do gold if you wanted to. So you can do any combination of these prize levels that we have available.
Okay.
And then once you've selected which ones you want to use, you click set levels. And then it will pop up a point threshold field for each of the prize levels. So you'll want to make sure before you come in and set up rewards that you have the full program planned out, as as well as the point structure and the point thresholds for each category. Just for testing purposes, let's put in some different points here. And we have a lot of different, there's almost no limit on how you can structure a rewards program. So some of my clients will have point structures where they just need to reach 100 or 200 or 300 points, and some of them are structured where you need 5,000 points to reach a level or something.
Okay.
So yeah, there's tons of different ways you can do point structures. This is just really generic here. And then when you scroll down, it will give you the option to add in the prizes for each level that you've selected. And as you can see, this category section here, we have the option to add in different user categories. So you could do, for a company, if they have, employees who are on the insurance plan or medical plan and employees who are off the medical or insurance plan, you could separate them out that way. And that's something we'll talk about in a future training, how to categorize the company directory out. But that's why we have this default category. For now, every user in the demo company is just in the default category. So that's what this refers to, just so you know.
All right.
So if you want to add in a prize, you just click on the edit button, and then it will pop up this box, and we can put in the rewards description. So maybe for the gold level, maybe this company is going to do cash prizes. We have $300 for the prize, and then $200, and then $100. Let's do that. We add in the prize. And then if you have multiple prizes available, you can actually add in another prize for each category. So maybe we have a gym membership. Oh, actually, first I need to select a rewards level. So I want this to be the second option for the gold level. And it'll just be for the default category. Maybe it's a year gym membership. And we want this to show also on the list. So, so that's how you can add in another option for each level. You can just come up here and add in whatever you'd like the second prize option to be. And then if you create something custom that you want to delete, you can just come in here and use the trash can button to delete that out.
Okay.
So while we're in this page, is there anything specific that you might want to show for your demo with this hotel group? Or should we just leave it sort of generic?
Just leave it generic, it's fine.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so we've set up the prizes page. And now the next one is the third one that we'll go to, which is manage activity categories. So before we actually schedule out the individual activities, we want to have the categories that they'll go into. So that's why we do categories before the actual activities. So we'll go up to our company, demo company in here, and everything's blank for now until we actually add our categories in. So we click add category, and then you can add in the category here. So maybe one of my categories is stress management, and I want to select an icon. Maybe I'll do this one. And as you can see, once I've selected the icon, it will pop up in this image section here. I can click clear the icon to remove it, or I can just click on a different one. So we have this one here, and then I just click on a different one to change it. So it's really easy to select icons and change them. And also, if you remember in the demo that Ali showed when we were first going over the portal, those categories did not have images. So you don't have to select an icon. It will leave that little gray area to the left of the text blank. But it's an option in case any groups that you have don't actually want to do the icons.
Okay.
You can leave that blank. So you put in your category title, select your icon, and then down at the bottom is where we will sort what order we want the categories to show in. And there's a note here that says sorting will be done from highest to lowest. So the higher the number, the higher it will appear on the rewards page. Maybe I want this one to appear at the bottom of the page, so I'll just leave it as 0. and then save. And I'll just work my way up the page. So maybe I have
Physical
activities,
fitness, yeah.
and I want this to be the weight. And then I want this to show above the stress management activity, so I'll put it as 1. And then I'll add in some, maybe we have some on-site activities, or maybe we'll call it on-site events with the calendar icon, and I want this one to show 2nd. I want this one to show a little bit higher. And then maybe we have some activities of the month. And I'll choose the muffle for that one. And I want this one to show at the top. So I'll choose it as 3. So that's how you can add in your icons,
Okay.
or your categories. And then anytime if you want to come in and change how they're sorted or change the icon or the text, you just click on the edit button and it will pop up your selections. You can make any edits to the text or the icon and then click save changes, or you can change the sorting as well. So really straightforward. Any questions on that?
Nope.
Perfect. All right. So now we have our categories, and the next step will be to actually add in the activities. So we go back down to the rewards section. We've done manage prizes. We've done manage activity categories. The last one is manage activities.
Sorry, as a test user, can you view now what we've done?
Yes. So if we go into, so we're here logged in the demo company. We go back to the rewards page. So what we've done so far, we haven't actually added any activities. So
Okay.
you can't see anything yet. But at this point, we will have added an honesty policy in there. So that should be showing once we add something in. And then we've added the reward start and end date. So now we have this month bar is functional now. And if you remember, we added in April 1st as the start date, which means that April is the first month that we'll be showing. If I had done something in the past, like January 1st, then you would see April would be highlighted here, but you would see March, February, and January below that.
Okay.
And we know that May is still in the rewards program year based on the dates that we entered. So May is as an option. See what's coming up. Now, if we go over to the prizes page, we should see bronze, silver, gold. We have our point threshold for each one, our prizes for each one, and then our redeemable date. And actually, the more information pop-up box is also in company admin, and that's something that we'll go over when we go back to that. But for the majority, our prizes page is all set up.
Okay.
So the next step is to actually schedule out the activities, which is where we are in manage activities down here.
Yeah.
So click that box, and now we select a company. Here we are. Okay. So there's lots of different types of activities we can create. We can do just regular check off the box, receive the points. We can do text boxes. We can do drop-down menus, and these could be with the same points for each option within the drop-down, or we could do different point values for each option in the drop-down. We can link to resources. We can link to Quizios. You could link to outside websites as well within your activities, or you could add documents or link to images in there. We can also sync up with My Tracker. So if people have My Trackers running and they have a synced fitness device, rewards can actually talk to My Tracker, and depending on what we set, if users meet certain requirements for steps or minutes throughout the month, they can get certain points in the rewards program, which is really cool. I think that's, as I think of more, I'll add them to the list, but that's sort of an overview of what we can do. So we'll go in and add just one of each type so you can see how it works. We click add activity, and then it pops up our activity box here. And at the top, you'll see what we call our WYSIWYG editor. And anytime you see this, it means that whatever you're doing is very customizable. So anytime you see this box, it means you can add in images, or you can link to images or documents. You can change the formatting on the text. With these actual activities, typically we just don't do any text formatting because the page will take care of that for you. It will put it in a certain font and a certain color to fit the rewards page. typically when we do activities, we'll just add in the text. So maybe we want to do a stress management one, and we want this one to be, I attended a stress management seminar. So that's an example of an activity we could do. And then we come down here to the actual settings of the activity. The first one is that we want it to be required for a certain level. Some companies will require certain activities. For example, the personal health assessment is a common activity to require to reach the very first prize level, maybe this bronze. Or receiving a biometric screening could be a required activity. So a lot of times we see the very big ticket activities are required by companies in order for participants to actually reach the first prize level. Okay. So if you want it to be a required activity, you click check, and then you can select what level it's required for. So if this, we can do another one maybe that's biometric screening, and that could be, required for bronze, or
sure.
Or you just select what level you want it to be required for, and then that will make it so that the participant cannot reach that level. It won't show that they've reached that level, even if they complete other activities and earn points that would otherwise allow them to attain the level. If they haven't completed this required activity, they won't reach that prize level.
Okay.
So that's required right there. Then we get down to the points. So you can designate how many points you want your activity to be worth. We'll do 50 for this one. And then we get down to category. As you can see, it already has sort of a default one selected. With every activity that you add, it will just default on the top category. But if you click on that, you'll see at the top of the list all of your custom categories for the company that you're working in. So for this one, we actually do want it to be stress management, so we'll leave that there. And then we get down to frequency. And this frequency bar will tell the system when we want the activity to show on the rewards page. We have three options. We can either show it annually, and annually means that it will show from the start date that you select to the end date that you select. And once the user completes it, it will stay in the month that they've completed it in, and they won't see it like refreshed going forward. So for example, if we did this one annually, I want this one to show from April 1st, and there's a note here that says start date should always start on the first day of the month. That's just a little bit easier for the system to work with. So we'll do April 1st, and then maybe I want this one appearing up until the end of August. So a note here, if you remember in company admin, we did the rewards start and end dates. That just shows that just designates how many months will appear on this months tab and when the activities will start showing in rewards and when the last month will appear in rewards. But within the actual activities themselves, we can have them showing for shorter dates or shorter periods of time than the actual full length of the rewards program itself, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So these start and end dates do not need to be the same start and end dates as we've put in company admin.
Okay.
So for annually, I have this activity showing for about 4 months, but because it's annually, once I complete this activity as a user, it will stay. So for example, maybe I complete this activity in April. That means in May, I won't see the activity anymore. It will be points that I received in April, and I will have completed the activity for that period of time.
Okay.
So that's what annually means. Now, another option is monthly. And this means that every month the activity will refresh. So if I have this activity as a monthly activity from the 1st of April until the end of August, that means that every month the activity will refresh and I can complete it every month for points. So this actually works with this one. So I attended a stress management seminar this month. So that means that maybe it's showing up in April and I complete it in April. And then once May comes around, I see the activity again and I can complete it again for the same amount of points up until the end of August.
Okay.
So monthly will refresh the activity every month for points.
Okay.
Good on that, on the distinction between annually and monthly?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last option is once. And this is just one month. It will show the activity for 1 month from the date that you select. So with once, all we do is select the first date of the month we want it to show, and that will trigger the activity to show for 1 month from that start date. And then once the month is over, it won't show up on the participants list, even if they didn't complete it during that month.
Okay.
So those are our options here. And for this one, I think I want it just to be a monthly recurring activity. So I'll have it showing from August or from April up until, I'll just have this one going until the end of the program year. So any questions on those 3 options as far as frequency goes?
And the majority of people either yearly or monthly, and the once one is not often used?
Actually, most of our programs have a variety of each activity.
Okay.
So
All right.
some common annual activities that we see will be completing the personal health assessment. That will just be available all year for points, and once you complete it, you'll get the points and then it won't show on your list anymore. Or
Okay.
some other annual activities could be maybe some on-site events that are available just once a year.
Mm-hmm.
And you have those listed, and once they're complete, they're off the list. And then our monthly activities usually are healthy habit building activities that you want refreshed every.
Yeah.
So some of the smaller activities that aren't verified a lot of times will be our monthly activities, such as, the small healthy eating activities. I
Yeah.
ate this many servings of vegetables each week this month, or things like
Yeah.
that. And then the once activities, sometimes, let's see, some common activities in this category for my companies would be, maybe we have some Quizios that are just available once. They're just available for the month and then they go away.
Okay.
Or sometimes, like that category that I listed out, activities of the month, a lot of my groups will have just 1 or 2 activities that are highlighted each month.
Yeah.
And so those as once, they just show up for that 1 month that they're highlighted in, and then the next month they
Okay.
drop the list. So most of our programs involve a variety of these.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
And we do have some resources and some different activity examples that are available on the reseller guides page. So I'll show those to
Okay.
you
No
before
problem.
we say. Yeah. Okay. So that's frequency in the start and end dates.
Yep.
And then we get down to a few other options. One is user category, and this actually we'll come back to when we talk about user categories. Make a note on that. Then we can choose verification options. We'll talk about those more when we talk about how to verify, but the nice thing to know is that we can select something as needing to be verified so that the points aren't automatically awarded
Okay.
to users. So we'll come back to those. And then, and actually, so these 4 boxes right here will actually come back to location and health code. If you remember, actually, with campaigns, we could select the location to schedule the campaign for. This functions the same way. So if we only want a certain rewards activity to show up for a certain location, we can select that location from the drop-down, and it will only show for the users who are in that location.
Okay.
So just a quick note there. Okay. So, and then we get down to, this is where we'll actually build out the different types of activities. And then we can sort the activities within the category. So for this activity, I'm just going to leave it as 0. And with sorting, with the activity categories, they sort from highest to lowest. So the highest number shows at the top of the page, and the lowest number sorts at the bottom of the page. However, it's actually opposite with the actual activities, which is confusing, and I'm not sure why it is that way, but you can just make a note of that. So with the activities themselves, the shorter or the smaller numbers will actually appear at the top of the list, and the higher numbers will appear at the bottom of the list. So for this activity, 0 will show at the top of the list. I'm not sure why they made it that way, but just make a note of that. It took me a little while to get the hang of the sorting, but yeah.
Okay.
It comes pretty easily once you actually get in and do that. So yeah, so then I clicked I clicked Save Activity down at the bottom once I added in my sorting. And this is just a normal activity. We didn't add any verification, so the user can just go in and check off that they completed this activity and get points. So now let's go. I'll refresh my page as a test user, and it should show up now. All right, so we see our category, and we see our activity, and you can just check the box. And you'll see that my points turned blue.
Okay.
And I have my point total here. I have my category point total, and then I can hide that. And then in April, you'll see I've achieved 50 points in April. If I click on the history button, it should pop up with that activity. So now we have an activity done. I think since we're about out of time, before we go on to do the other activities, the other activity types, let's go over the rewards resources, I think. And then for the next time, we can go over how to do different types of activities there. Okay, so over on the reseller guides page, so we've gone over the campaign section and the mini campaign section. And then we have this reward section in the middle. Let me zoom in one more time. So just like the campaign section, we have a link directly to the rewards part of the ops manual. And then we have some other resources here. So we have a rewards planning sheet, and this is just a template that a lot of the WellSteps guides will use with as we're planning with our coordinators.
Mm-hmm.
So let me download it. You can see what it looks like. It's just a Word document, and it gives sort of a generic layout of what a rewards program could look like. But we see lots and lots of different structures. So what you see here is just something to help companies get started who aren't very sure of what they want to do or might need some examples of a very simple structure to put in place.
Right.
So right here, a lot of our new groups who haven't had wellness experience before, we'll do just a very simple structure with some annual activities, and we have some examples of what we could include in that category. And then we have maybe some activities of the month, and then some recurring monthly healthy activities, or sometimes we call this the healthy habit building category, or something similar to that. So this is a very, very simple reward structure. And then at the bottom, we can help. We have some prize level planning boxes and the incentive structure boxes here. So this is a very, very generic planning template.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send some examples if you want of some different structures that we've seen.
Yeah.
Some ideas.
Yeah, the thing is, as far as I can understand, and what Dr. Steve has been saying, and we know that the rewards is very important with the behavioral change. So it's important, I think, to have a good reward system for people set up.
Definitely. And the rewards programs are usually the biggest component of our program. So we spend the most time planning and making sure that it's really tailored to the group and that everybody is confident before we roll out the program.
Right.
That's a really good point. Yeah, so we have that template there. I'll send some examples of different structures that we've seen just so you can get some ideas of what we do. And then we have a rewards definition and reference page. And this comes in handy. This would be handy for you and also for your groups. This gives some definitions of, and it lays out a little bit of what we can do within the rewards program. So the gateway activities, these are some required activities that we can set. It lets them know we can integrate with MyTracker. We could do weekly averages with MyTracker or a monthly total for points. We can do activities with participant input, which are the text boxes that I was talking about. And then we can do these drop-down menus here. And as you can see with this top image, all of these different options are worth 50 points. But in the second one, each of these different options is worth a different amount of points. So this is nice as you're planning rewards programs with your clients, just to let them know what functionality we have within the rewards page. And it's nice for you to be able to keep track of what different types we have as you're getting started.
Okay.
So this page is the rewards definition and reference page. And a lot of times as we're planning with our coordinator, we'll actually use this page with the rewards planning sheet. We'll just have them open at the same time as we're planning. Then the next one down is an activity example list. This is another Word document. And this gives some activity examples by category. So we zoom in here. We have some annual activity examples,
Oh yeah.
month-specific examples that you could use for activities of the month, or these could even be used for the healthy habit building section if you do something like that. And then we actually have another recurring monthly section with examples there. So that's a short page with
Nice.
examples.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. We also have, I'm not sure why it's not on this list, but WellSteps guides, maybe a year ago, we went through and compiled a lot of our favorite rewards activities. So we actually have a page with all of those favorites, and I'll send that to you. That's another good resource. So let's see. I think it's called the guide favorite activities page.
Yeah.
So I'll send you
It just helps a little bit to do the planning and all that, you know.
yeah, definitely.
Mm.
And it's nice because there's so much that you could do with rewards. It's nice to have a place to start or some ideas to pull from too.
Mm.
So this will come definitely in handy for you. I'll send you the guide favorite activities URL too. You can take a look at
Thank you.
that. Let's see. Then there's some marketing information, rewards planning info sheet. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, this is used in planning. It just gives some average rewards participation numbers that we've seen.
Hmm.
Let's see. I haven't looked at this page in a while, but it looks like it could be nice with planning with groups who don't have very much wellness experience. So you could take a look at that page if you want. Let's see. Yeah, and then there's some other resources down here. So I think these top 4 will definitely be good ones to look at to get started. But obviously, as you've seen, the reseller guides page has a lot of resources available. So
Yeah.
most of the
Yeah.
time, you can look through that. Yeah. Okay. So I'll send over this agenda, and I'll link to the guide favorite activities list. And then also, just to review, this page also, this agenda also has the campaign descriptions URL there. But all the other resources that we looked at for campaigns and mini campaigns and rewards are straight from the reseller guides page. So you have access to these anytime, and you can go in and look at those. All right. And then you can log in to the demo company with this test user that we created today.
Mm-hmm.
The username and password are both the same. And I'll go in and do a little bit more building out of that in the rewards program and some other places. So let's see. Okay, and I'll send over the standard honesty policy. Okay, so next time we'll look at how to create these other types of activities and go on from there. So any
Okay.
questions before we end?
Should I go ahead in my demo company and create some rewards and all that?
Yes, definitely.
Try it out and all that. Yeah.
A test rewards program. And actually, let me go over to the training topics page and see what we have coming up. So let's see. Where are we right now? All right, so next time on Wednesday, we'll go over the demo company. So Ali and I will be in there. We'll finish up the landing page and do some more work in the demo company. And then on Wednesday, we'll review those and make sure that everything's looking good. And then we'll finish up with rewards, and then we'll probably go. Actually, I'll need to talk to Ali about this a little bit more. So yeah, for now, work on rewards in your test company, and then for next time, we'll continue with rewards and review the demo stuff that will be ready for next Sunday on the 14th.
Okay, I'm just thinking. So when I go into my system, and let me just have a look here. If I go to manage companies from my side, I have got. Sorry, it just wants me to log in then. But anyway, it gives me Sanga Wellness. It gives me Sanga Wellness demo, and then one company that I created under Sanga. As the 3 companies. Now, are we just playing around with it? It's not the official company that's going to be on my landing page yet, or which one is the one that I'm going to actually show to the client?
So that will be the Sanga Wellness Demo Company.
Will it the Sanga Wellness Demo Company? Okay.
So we were working in that one today during this training, but I'll be going in, and me and Ali will be working on building this out more fully over the next couple of days.
Okay.
But this will be the one that you'll show, and you can actually log in with this test user that we created for your demo if you want to. So you could use this Sanga, oh, I misspelled that, but Sanga demo 1, and then the same password, and you can use that user to actually demo the portal.
Username and
During the
password. Okay.
presentation. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks, Isabel. Fantastic. We're getting there. We've got now Wednesday at 2:00
Yes.
with Ali, and there's nothing else scheduled before I leave.
Not with Ali and I. Did Kendall ever reach out to you to go over the
Yeah,
sales
yeah.
and all that?
We're doing the sales on Thursday evening. That'll be good just to get an idea of the pitch, because I've got a few questions there. Obviously, it's important just to see what to cover, because there's quite a lot to demo, and to be able to show the client. And ideally, what I would like to do is to get them to sign up right there and then, and not having to go back. But we'll talk about all that. So yeah, and then after, when I get back, there might be some more stuff to go through, right?
Oh yes, definitely. We'll have several more training sessions after you get back.
Okay.
Because we just sort of skimmed the surface on a lot of the tools here.
Yeah.
So we'll have Wednesday at 2, and then if we need another one on Friday, we can schedule something just to make sure that you're feeling good and confident with demoing the portal. So yeah, we'll be available on Friday if on Wednesday we decide to do something that day. So
Thanks, Isabel. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Talk to you soon. Thanks,
Thanks,
Martin.
Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.